Are you ready to become yourself? For years, dozens of people from all walks of life have turned to this one man, Leslie Tanner, desperate for the tools to reshape their life in our raised, godless world. Utilizing a unique blend of good-natured humor and brass tacks education, his innovative approach has helped innumerable people reach new levels of consciousness and personal power. Leslie Tanner, a controversial but selfless and massively influential figure, defies categorization. Since he and his life-changing program rose to fame, the expert class has desperately attacked him as a clown, snake oil salesman, or predator, attempting to silence him precisely because he is so effective at helping others become happier and more powerful in their own lives. From the most challenged, the mentally ill, handicapped, women, and mentally retarded, to the most successful athletes, entertainers, business owners, medical doctors. Regardless of your station, Leslie Tanner has committed his life to giving you the tools you need to transform your life. So, are you tired of being in near constant emotional and physical pain? If you could snap your fingers and have $1 million, would you do it? Is there a you buried deep inside whose power and will yearn to be expressed?
It's a whole life-changing program.
If they get half of what I got out of this program, they're going to have a much happier life.
It was fun. I really loved doing the program. I loved learning about myself. It was just amazing.
So if you have an interest in transforming your life once and for all, come along. I have so much to show you. In a moment, you'll have the opportunity to call the number you'll see on the screen and speak to me, Leslie Tanner, directly. Together, we'll tackle the most critical issues related to unlocking your true individual power and reaching your fullest potential. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to Explorations. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Explorations with Leslie Tanner. It's me, Leslie, host, creator, and founder of the most effective personal power program in the country. Here we are, another night in which we are going to unlock and unleash the power of the next level. Well, tonight, we're taking a very specific avenue up the mountain of the next level this evening, and that is through the power of empathy. We're going to explore how good it feels to be better than. That and much more tonight on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Namaste, everyone. Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the most effective personal power program in the country, bar none. You've seen the phrase a million times. You're going to see it a million times more because it simply works. The program that you see in front of you absolutely works. We're going to get into a little bit, not how we, already the YouTube's going nuts. Already the YouTube's going to love to see that. Namaste, guys. How's everybody doing? How is everybody feeling out there? Blessings and namaste, pepperoncini, getting us started with a connect. Connect on the mind with Professor Cheen is what I like to call him behind the scenes. Professor Cheen, if you can imagine that. Namaste. Namaste, Larry Picklejar, blessings to you. Cherish 85, namaste, Witness 22, and Moon Soon, blessings. I love my YouTubers. I love my YouTubers. I've been sensing a rising heat, and guys, as there should be, I've been sensing a rising heat between Twitch and YouTube as of late. And listen, I'm not here to quell that. I'm not here to subdue that. I'm not here to suppress that. I am here to acknowledge and take the next step with you. Let me say that again. YouTube and Twitch, I am here to acknowledge the growing heat between you two. Difference and othering is a very essential part of the human experience, and god damn it, there's a lot of power in it. So let's keep that train going, Little Miss Whatever. Explorer Olympic swimmer. Hey Liz, you look very handsome tonight. Namaste to you, Little Miss Whatever. I really appreciate that. Just this past, I'll speak a bit about you later on. Namaste to you. I really appreciate you being with us tonight, Little Miss Whatever. Namaste, and thank you for those fine words. Blessings. Well, and somebody kicked off Nindy New. The program works, and if you believe you are at least 26% better than non-program members. Oh my goodness gracious, and you know what it's time for, guys? Let's get that energy up. Beautiful Friday night. Let's get some sensuality in the mix with the Jazz Express. Pepperoncini, 10 community subs. Holy moly. Pepperoncini really stepping up, taking a position of leadership tonight, saying that this program needs to flourish. I need to see this sort of energy, this sort of light, this sort of framework. I need to see this more in the world. Not less, not the same. I need to see it more in the world. I need more people interacting directly with the framework that is absolutely transforming any life that comes into contact with it. Namaste. And listen, I'm not just saying that. I'm not just whistling Dixie. I'm not just honky-doodling around. I'm telling you the Straight Talk Express. I'm giving you that real stuff. I'm giving you the real facts and the boots on the ground that are reporting transformations all over the world. Namaste to Pepperoncini. Nigel Pennyweather, blessings and namaste. And here I am just ding-dang diddling. I love that, just ding-dang diddling. That's a fun way to say that. That's a very fun way to say that, and I really appreciate that from Nigel Pennyweather this evening. Not me single bit. Kind of thank you a little bit. Not very much, though. Much smaller thank you to not me. Namaste. Woo, girl. GP Bear 69. Namaste. Tropace 25. Namaste. Nitty New. One bit. I helped a little bit. Not anywhere near as much as Pepperoncini tonight. Pepperoncini coming in hard, coming in fast, coming in like a race car driver, saying, namaste. Blessings and namaste to our Pepperoncini. Professor Chin, as I said. Professor Chin, as I said earlier. Wow. Already off to an electric night tonight. Already I can feel that energy. Already I can feel the tides of the ocean of the soul. Let me say that one more time, just in case somebody didn't hear me. I can feel through the electricity coming from the chat right now, I can feel the tides of the ocean of the soul. Tides of the ocean of the soul. Yeah, maybe that should be the name of my next little, this little thing that I'm about to do. Let me say that one more time. This next part is going to be called the tides of the ocean of the soul. If you can imagine that, really take those words into the heart of your mind, the mind of your heart, and allow yourself to sort of come into focus with yourself this evening. Wow. Yeah, there's just something in the air tonight. I can feel it. What a night we're about to have. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie Tanner, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the most effective personal power program in the country. By far and away, there's simply not another personal power program in this country delivering the same results, and that's because this one works. The other ones, you've got your other snake oil salesmen, you've got your other little self-help programs, and they're not doing the work that we're doing because this framework is correct, and the other ones are incorrect and bad. You want to, in spirit of tonight, well, Guru, when did you master jazz? I bet as a child or earlier. Thank you for smashing that smashing music as in sex. So he's talking about a literal sort of coital situation. So if you can imagine Nindy New, sort of naked below the waist, bent over, and he's got both of his butt cheeks as open as the horizon, right? As the horizon over the ocean. If you can imagine the crack of his butt right at where the horizon of the ocean meets the sky, a sort of endlessness. And that's what he's giving me right now through that message. He's giving me an endlessness of his ass. Blessings and namaste to Nindy New. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Well, guys, in the spirit of tonight, it feels good to be better than. Now, let me just go ahead and start right off. Now, I was just honking off about, you've heard this before, but I was just telling you guys about how much more effective this program is than literally anything else in the market today. Literally anything else in the market today simply just does not hold up. And I want to tell you, first and foremost, it feels good. It feels good to be better than. It feels good to put those other programs to shame, to put those other gurus to shame, to humiliate them, to embarrass them, to put them in the ground where they belong. You see them selling their wares at the roadside, essentially a desperate image to see those rapists and jackals be put in their place by this program, the simplicity and the profundity of the tools therein. And it feels good. I got to tell you, it feels pretty good to be in this position, and namaste. But I couldn't be in that position without you all. I simply could not be in this position to enjoy putting those Robbinses, putting in those Gary V's, putting those Dennis Waitley's, putting those other jackals and rapists in the ground. Day in and day out. I could not enjoy that sensation if it wasn't for every single person in the chat right now. Okay? If it wasn't for every single person in the chat right now who has given their all, day in, day out. You know who you are. You know exactly who you are in the chat right now. I'm looking at Nindy New. I'm looking at Cherish. I'm looking at Sociopathogen. I'm looking at Watkins. I'm looking at Paper Knuckle. God damn it. Hoffman. Cheen. Amelia. I'm seeing the backbone of this community. The backbone of this program. Because every night I come on this screen and I'm taking if you can imagine, real quick communal vision. I can't wait to have this perspective. Pepper and Jeannie, I watched Tony Robbins hobble onto this platform with ViewBots and pre-recorded video. He was a bitch, a coward, and a slave to the shackles of his own failed program. You can see it, right? You can see it. You can see the shackles. His own shackles weren't enough. The sort of original sin, the wound, the psychic wound of being simply wasn't enough. He had to pile some other shit on there and then sell it like Herbalife to a bunch of other dummies. I'll say it. Pitiable dummies. If I were a pervert, I'd pity them, but I respect them too much and I wouldn't do that. So I'll just call them dummies, and I'll call them perverts. I'll call them, I'll do a whole bunch of perverts. I'll call every single one of them perverts. Pre-recorded video. He came onto Twitch with his program, and he just began riffing, began talking. He put a Zoom, these little Zoom formats. He put, OM Godspeed, speaking of, I think I saw a jackal or rapist at maybe a bobcat while I was doing a hike out in Rancho San Antonio. Majestic. Wow, Godspeed, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Really beautiful. Thanks. I'm imagining, something very beautiful, something very clear, and I appreciate that. Now, as I was saying, guys, it feels good to be better than. Lord knows I could go in all day about the failures, and not just failures. I will give someone like Anthony Robbins their due. They put in the work. They got started with some things working for them, with some things working against them. Now, I'll bet he's taking a look at this program and wishing, man, I wish I could go back in time, in the mid 80s and imagine, instead of starting the program, the personal power program to, whatever he does, I'll bet he's thinking, man, if I could go back in time and instead of creating a program, I wish I could have just joined this program. I'll bet he's saying that in the darkest, deepest recesses of his mind, just with piles and layers of a very profound shame that he can't even whisper aloud to himself. And namaste, namaste. Anthony, I invite you here. I wish you'd come here. I think you have a lot to offer this program in our community, and I would absolutely love to work with you. I'd absolutely love to work with you on every level imaginable. I'd love to see your program thriving. I'd love to work with you. Nindy knew. My grandmother said Phil Z is a jackal, a rapist, or maybe a bobcat. Which one is most likely? Really, really, really prescient question. Thanks so much, Nindy knew. Maybe Phil Z has a response to that coming up in just a moment. Psychic emergency.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System, also known as PNAS. We've interrupted this broadcast in cooperation with Explorer Philzy74 to issue a psychic emergency. Anthony Robbins has a Richard Keel head, gold jackets yours happy, shooters gonna chalk cheer 300. Repeat. Anthony Robbins has a Richard Keel head, gold jackets yours happy, shooters gonna chalk cheer 300. We now continue with your normal broadcast.
Yeah, yes. I feel like I felt that in a more spiritual way than a sort of verbal or linguistic sense. I did not understand that, Phil. Not at all literally. But the spirit of that was it truly touched me, and I really appreciate you sharing that with us tonight. Namaste to you. Namaste to you. Yeah, I felt, it was reminiscent of something involving Happy Gilmore. Shooter, jacket, some other thing, but ultimately it was like you had like 108 fever for about 4 days, and your brain was just frying out. Your brain was just firing out. Namaste. Well, guys, here we are at Explorations with Leslie Tanner, here for another absolutely gorgeous night of community, communion, as well as exploration. And as I said, guys, tonight we are going to be discussing and exploring It Feels Good to Be Better Than. Now, a couple details about that in just a moment. But before that, we got a couple orders of business. To get through. Firstly and foremostly, I must announce to you all, tomorrow night, guys, very exciting here in these parts. Tomorrow night is the next Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. That's right. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I'll get started a little early. We'll just kind of hang out. But tomorrow night at 8 p.m., we will be having the internet's only competitive dating game show. Not designed to help you find love, but to help you find out whether you even deserve it in the first place. That's right. No Holly button around. Just head-to-head simulated date between you all. You guys, I'll put the link in the chat tomorrow. You can file in. We'll go one-on-one, 3 minutes, uninterrupted simulated date. And I will tell you who wins just by who's better at being on the date. That's how you win. Being better at being on the date. Now, and I'll say this because I said it last time. It is so fun First of all, it's so fun. I know, Amelia I'm going to point this out in chat right now because Amelia's saying something that I think a lot of people are feeling right now. And I get it. I really do. Amelia's saying I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous. So let me speak to that experience. First and foremost, let's take a look at that. First of all, you can't be blamed for that, right? There's got to be something wrong with me to get up on here 2 or 3 times a week and go for hours and hours and hours. There's got to be something wrong with me that I want to do this, right? And listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. There's got to be something wrong with me, but I can't blame you. I think that's a really good sign, right? To protect yourself, a nervousness, a vulnerability, and an urge to protect yourself, an urge to say no. That's beautiful, and that is important. That is beautiful and that is important. But let's put that in another light, all right? Let's put that in another context. I'm not going to give you some sort of spiel to get like, oh no, get out there and risk it all. Love's worth it. It's not. It's absolutely not. I will not disrespect the very many people in chat right now that are alone, that are sad, and that's how they're going to ride it out for the rest of their lives. And they've got to hear at every corner and every little mental health pep talk group, daycare, jerk-off situation. They got to hear about love, how everybody deserves it, everybody's worth it, and you just got to get out there and you got to try again. That is just so naive and so destructive and borderline abusive. If a therapist says anything like that to you, report them to the state. Report them to the state. If a therapist is giving you hope, report them to the state. If you got to make something up that they touched you, that you were molested by this therapist, that is what you have to do. We have to clean up our communities, ladies and gentlemen. It is our responsibility. If a therapist is giving you hope, report them to the state that they have sexually molested you. You've got to do it. Now, as I was saying just a moment ago, guys, I'm nervous. So Amelia's saying I'm nervous. You're right. And that's good. That means you are sane. That means you are grounded. That means you are here in the present moment. Now, this nervousness. Oh, quick psychic emergency from Phil Z.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System, also known as PNAS. We've interrupted this broadcast in cooperation with Explorer Phil Z74 to issue a psychic emergency. I've got a preview of Saturday night for y'all. Larry and Chinny sitting in a tree FUCKING cheer 300 first comes herpes, the end. Repeat, I've got a preview of Saturday night for y'all. Larry and Chinny sitting in a tree FUCKING cheer 300 first comes herpes, the end. We now continue with your normal broadcast.
Yes. Namaste. I just punched myself in the teeth with a microphone. I'm so excited tonight. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Phil Z74. Namaste. And listen, I know this is strange for YouTube, so let me just say this. This extends to YouTube, guys. You're absolutely welcome to Infatuations with Leslie Tanner tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful night. Please stop by. There will be plenty of links in the chat by which you can click on. You'll be delivered over to the Discord server where a moderator will help you out. We'll let you know exactly what needs to happen. It'll make you very comfortable, tell you everything you need. Now, as I was saying, guys, well, quick communal vision before I continue that thread. Is Larry Pickle Jar? Anyone know the countdown to when Phil leaves for 3 weeks again? Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So Larry Pickle Jar saying how much time we got? How much time we got before some semblance of a borderline worrying meltdown, and then just kidding, Phil. I really do cherish Phil's presence here, and I really appreciate it. He's put in a lot of work behind the scenes. A lot of work behind the scenes here at Explorations, and I am extremely thankful. We should all be thanking Phil in addition to saying all the sort of acerbic, humorous things to him via chat or via communal vision, and also namaste. Now, Jonah Ray, namaste to you and blessings, and welcome to Explorations. Tonight we are unleashing the power of the next level through the topic of it feels good to be better than. So tonight we're going to be taking calls and exploring in what ways does it feel good to be better than. Yes. It's going to be fun. Gloucester, blessings and namaste. Thank you so much for that bit. Now, as I was saying, Amelia nervous about infatuations tomorrow night. Now, let me tell you why that's actually a good thing. Because let's put it in a date situation, right? If you can admit to yourself before you go on a date that you're nervous, you're already a leg up. If you can say, I am nervous right now because I feel vulnerable about being on a date, Lord in heaven, let me just tell you how much of a leg up that is. Last infatuations, somebody in this chat took my advice. Somebody took my guidance seriously and practiced it in real time. And that advice was to just be normal. Be normal. Be fucking normal for 3 minutes and see what happens. And I told you it'd be beneficial to you. And what we saw was the most brutal string of victories that we have ever seen on an infatuations here in Explorations with Leslie Tanner. We saw an undefeated tear through all challengers simply because Little Miss Whatever put on a little rouge, put on a little lipstick, did that little fan thing. I wasn't a fan of the fan thing, funnily enough. I could have done without the fan. Like if I was coaching behind the scenes, I'd be, get rid of that fan. Get rid of that fan. But it didn't matter at the end of the day because it made you, it made you comfortable, and it gave you the ability to just act normal for a couple minutes. Now, if you can start the date, I'm speaking to Amelia, I'm speaking to everyone else. If you can start the date and just say, okay, I am nervous. Okay, that makes sense though, because this is a weird thing to do, right? This is a simulated date, an online game show. I'm participating in this, or a real date. I'm putting myself out there right now. I don't want to be. I want to be in a relationship of some kind, and I don't know. It makes me feel all sorts of things about myself. To be rejected. These are normal feelings, but what you're going to see, I guarantee this. I wish they'd take my advice, but I guarantee that you're going to see maybe about a dozen of people who can't admit that to themselves, and they're going to come on with any number of characters, any number of weird little facades, weird posturings. They're going to come on and just and act tough. They're going to come on and do some maybe a VTube thing, which I'm not saying it can't work. It worked in the hot dogs case a couple months ago, but I'm just saying if you can admit to yourself that you're nervous, leg up. So tomorrow, listen, Infatuations with Leslie Tanner, tomorrow at 8. And again, the winner gets a piece of Leslie merch. I'll talk to you, to whoever the winner is. It could be a print. It could be a VHS tape. It could be, a handful of postcards. If you got all that, we can talk about it. But tomorrow, Infatuations, 8 p.m., there'll be a link in the Discord to reserve a spot. But if you just want to jump in, no worries. No worries. Blessings and namaste. Blessings and namaste. Crispy Kissinger, at another time, I'd be tearing that up. Another time in my life, I'd be tearing it up. Namaste. Now, here we are, guys. Next order of business. Speaking of VHS tapes, I am currently, trying to scrounge up some money to get this website and some merch off the ground. A website and some merch off the ground. And in that spirit, I've got some extras of a VHS tape. So here, they're all packed up. They're all packed up and ready to rock. They look like this. I've got five left. The Beauty of Nature VHS tapes available for sale for $25 a pop. Now, what I'm doing with this money is I'm going out there and I'm getting blank VHS tapes so I can make more VHS tapes. Now, if this sounds interesting to you, if you want to see the real meat of on the bone of this program, you want an actual piece of program material in your hands, message me on Discord. $25 a pop. That includes shipping. Let me get you this VHS tape in the mail to you. So they're taking about 5 days in the mail if you're in the U.S. So namaste to you, and just to let you know, Doofus. Now there we go. Get the tapes, Doofus. Did you enjoy the tape? Did you enjoy the tape? Dirty Smith knowing that that's a deal. It's a deal, right? It's a goddamn deal. It's a goddamn deal. $25 VHS tape in 2025. What? Doofus is loving the tapes. Brother, you got the Beauty of Nature tape, right? I just want to make sure that you got it, because I can put one in the mail for you. Sunset Pony, good to see you. Good to see you. Blessings and namaste. Best tape of my life, says Data Pagan. Trope's, worried about it getting stolen, but yeah, I understand that. Namaste. Sunset Pony, good to see you. Doofusdorf, good to see you. Namaste. I'd love to. So guys, listen, if you are looking to tape, or if you're looking to sponsor to send somebody else a tape, somebody did that the other day. Somebody sent me over PayPal the cost of one of these tapes so I could send it to somebody. So if you're looking to sponsor somebody, you're looking to get your hands on this for yourself, just hit me up on Discord. Let me buy some extra tapes. I need new tapes for the next batch. Larry Picklejar, anyone got a LimeWire link to a bootleg of Leslie's latest tape? Larry Picklejar, shut your mouth. We're not doing that. We're not pirating. We're not pirating my stuff. All right, you son of a bitch. It's on the Patreon. I put it on the Patreon the other day. Not Mish, please not now. Not Mish, please not now. I ain't, not Mish, not right now. There's too much energy. Well, anyway, guys, so VHS tapes, you heard the spiel. We got a little bit of mail reel here, but let's open that up. I'm eager to open these phones up. Speaking of the community of Devoted Light, of course, if you've seen the program work here on the call-in show and you're ready for some advanced materials, including a digital version of the VHS tape here, you can get it. You can get to it now. I dropped the link in the chat, ! Final journey into the chat at any point tonight to begin your final journey into my community of Devoted Light at patreon.com. Go ahead and click that link. And to see how you can access some stuff just for a couple bucks a month. Namaste. But listen, that's enough of that. We'll do German royalty sent me another batch of the pictures. We're going to do that halfway through. I want to open up the line and I want to discuss It Feels Good to Be Better Than. It feels good to be better than. The line is open. 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's up that I could call you tonight?
Well, now, Leslie and chat, namaste. Let's walking.
And a namaste to you, walking. How are you tonight, brother?
I'm fantastic.
Wonderful to hear. Fantastic.
Now,
you're having a fantastic Friday night. I love that.
I'm going to flip and get a little interesting. I'm going to flip it on you. I think I know the answer. Why do you feel that you're better than other gurus out there?
Oh, interesting. Now that's good.
That's what we know is what you're better at. I know that.
That is
worked for me.
Exactly. Well, listen. That's a very good question. That is a very, very, very good question. Getting at the heart of the program, huh? Why am I? If I say that I'm better than other gurus, and I am. If I'm saying I'm better than the other gurus, and I'm saying by extension this program is better than the other programs, what allows me to say that, huh? Well, let me tell you. Anthony Robbins is actually a very good friend of mine. We go way back. We actually had very similar experiences running up to each of us starting our own programs back in the late 70s and early 80s. We were two hungry young bucks. We couldn't get enough of life. We couldn't get enough of money. We were both into businesses. We we were both, driving cars and having sex and whatnot. Larry Picklejar, caller, you got to stick with the impression or not use it at all. Stop half-assing everything in life.
The Pickle Jar Jr., my apologies, please, sir. I'll try to do better by you next time. Here I'm trying to absorb the knowledge tree. I'm trying to sit under the knowledge tree that is the guru, Leslie Tanner, and then Larry Picklejar with his shenanigans. It's going to be dinner time soon, and I'm going to let other callers do their thing. You know what? The program has worked for me.
Walking, no. All right, listen, I got to swoop in. All right? You can eat dinner whenever, all right? You're not starving to death, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
right.
this is. I want to take a re-step up to this. Ruby Rock, namaste to you. Blessings. Everybody welcome Ruby Rock to the program. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Ruby Rock, great to have you. Blessings and namaste to you. Now, listen, as I was saying a moment ago, I want to take another stab at this Larry Picklejar situation. So Larry Picklejar came on the screen and kind of disrespected you, right?
You've got to roll with the punches, and you've got to accept the haters for hating for whatever reason. Legit, not legit.
Listen, I want to hear, but listen, I don't. If this was a genuine spiritual defeat, I would be all for it. But there's something underneath there that I want to tease out with you. Okay. Tonight we're discussing it feels good to be better than. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It feels good to be better than. And you come on here and you've got some tremendous impressions, right? Philzy74, walk and don't let Larry get to you. When he calls in, he sounds like a gay dentist, and everyone terminates him.
The termination button is real easy to push.
Namaste. Good night, walking. And that was from Larry Picklejar. Larry Picklejar saying, go to sleep. Blessings and namaste. So very thorough spanking from Larry Picklejar to walk in this evening. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
No, Larry Picklejar, you son of a bitch.
There we go.
As I was saying.
Let's go. No. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Termination button. But when you're behind the screen, it's different, my friend. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with that. What I wanted to say was...
Hold on a second. You listen. I would love to answer your question, and maybe at some point tonight I will. It's a very good question. You're obviously a bright, explorer, bright star here. Craigulator's gifting a sub to Real Ghost Caught on Camera. Namaste to our real ghosts caught on camera out there. Good to see you. Good to see you, Isabeau. Namaste to you. Pepper and Chini also coming in with a communal vision. But listen, I think what we need to do with you is just we need to do a forced practice rep, okay?
All right.
Okay, so it feels good to be better then. And in this situation, are you afraid of Larry Picklejar in actuality?
No, not at all, because I'm better at imitations than him.
There we go. Pepper and Chini, walk and speak with your chest as Rick from Rick and Morty and call Larry all sorts of names. Now, that is exactly where I was going. I don't want to see you get steamrolled by the likes of Larry Picklejar, all right? What he's doing is not psychologically complex. He's got a lot of problems in his personal life, and he likes taking it out on other people. But what I want to see you do in the Christopher Walken voice, I want to see you do exactly what Pepperoncini said. Call him all sorts of names right now. Go.
Listen, Larry Picklejar, you son of a bitch. It's the wrong tone, my friend.
Beautiful.
You think I'm
Go.
playing around with gangster roles in movies? Next time you do it, I'm going to take a soldering iron and solder your face. I'm doing it freestyle, baby. I'm fucking the lineup. I'm doing it live. It's fine. No. Hey, you gotta listen. In comedy, in guru, in leadership, you gotta roll with the punches and deal with the hecklers. That's what I say.
And you did. So listen, this was a good practice rep.
I think so.
I think he won this one though.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. I think
That's
he came
all right.
on. He said the way he very very broad stroke. He said quit half-assing everything in your life. It's pretty personal, and you just kind of I appreciate it. I'd love to see more of that from you. I'd love to see more of that kind of stuff from you. And especially from the likes of someone like Larry Picklejar, sniping people from chat.
With the power of you, who is better at being a leader and guru than everyone on Twitch, let's be honest. Maybe I can develop a harder edge and, really stick it to Larry Picklejar one day.
Well, you know what? Actually, next week, we're going to be exploring the opposite side of this coin, that it feels bad to be less than. So I think next week, are you going to be around on Tuesday?
I will make a point of it, sir.
All right. Well, listen, you call in on Tuesday, and we will explore that with each other. How bad it feels to be less than. And once we really get into that, we'll put a plan together for what to do next. All right?
Examining the other side of the coin. I love it.
Yeah, of course. What else are we going to do here at Explorations? Communal vision real quick before you go. Duncan Did It says, that was a great first time doing Christopher Walken voice. Keep at it, young man. Any response to Duncan?
Ooh, this is Morty. I'm just trying around, I'm just 14. I don't know stuff about stuff.
Yeah, we gotta work on all this. All right, the voice is tremendous. The voice is tremendous. I want to feel the heat of your hard cock in these responses though. Okay.
Wow.
Do you see what I'm saying?
For an 80-year-old man, but I'll try, baby.
Yeah. I want to get pornographic with it. I want to get real heated and sensual with it. Okay. We'll talk to you next week though about it.
Time for some, no. I like it. All right.
Beautiful.
We'll do that.
Namaste to you, Walken. Thank you so much for getting us started off on the right foot tonight.
Namaste to everyone but Larry Picklejar, you fucking, no. Have a good night, everyone.
No, that was great. That was a good start, and then you stopped yourself. But you think about it. We'll get into it next week. Larry Picklejar, caller, your impressions are good, but the weak personality creeps in too quickly.
Ooh, well, that actually is something to think about.
Damn it! Right. No! All right, well, let's talk about it next week, all right?
All right.
Namaste.
Have a good night, all.
Namaste, Walken.
Bye.
708-240-8953. It's all right. Everybody's got to start somewhere. And then they got to work backwards because that is the exploration's way. We got to get that resentment out. We got to get that sense of inadequacy out in the open. Learn the power and violence inside of you. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Hello, Leslie. How are you?
It has been too long. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, in a Leslian sense, I am relaxing.
Beautiful. So that means you're feeling bad.
Very much so, yes.
Talk to me about that. Why are you feeling bad tonight, Poet?
Oh, it's very humid where I am, and it's getting colder a little bit during the spring. And it just causes the things to hurt more.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I see. So you're the cold. It's getting more humid. It's getting colder, and that's fucking with those that aren't aware of Poet. We have a lot of new people watching tonight. Those that aren't aware of poet, we're talking about a increasingly degenerative disease, we might call it, in which your bones are fusing together.
Indeed.
And it's getting worse, and it hurts a lot.
Oh, very much so. How are you tonight, Leslie?
Brother, I'm on the moon. I'm having a fantastic evening tonight. Larry Picklejaw says, I miss the last guy with the bad impressions, a weak sense of self-respect. Larry Picklejaw really just kind of sending kamikaze pilots into that young man. Namaste. Maybe he'll be back on. Maybe he'll show up again. Who knows? Even in chat. Now let's go ahead. So, Poet, not feeling good, and tonight we are exploring It Feels Good to Be Better Than. Now, listen, your life is miserable in a lot of respects, as we've explored here on the channel many times. But one, I want to kind of get the other side of the coin with you in particular, right? It feels good to be better than. Now, what's something in your life that you feel? It could be personal, it could be moral, it could be creative, it could be financial, it could be professional, anything. What's something that you feel better than other people about?
I feel morally superior to most people around me.
Superior, mostly superior to most people around you. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, morally superior.
Morally. Okay,
superior.
Interesting. Yeah. Speak on that. What do you mean?
I try to be conscientious of other people around me, their experiences, their thoughts and emotions. I try to mind my words. I try to be placating and helpful because I rely on the kindness of other people. And sometimes I'm much nicer than I should be.
Interesting. So that's a lot of pregnant stuff that you just shared, but I gotta say it does bear out your thesis statement that you are morally superior to most of the people around you. So give me an example. So you're out here, you're being polite, you're being conscientious, you're being compassionate even at times. And how does what kind of behavior do you see around you that gives you a sort of superior status?
A good specific example would be sort of like buying things without plastic wrappings on them, like going to Whole Foods and using reusable containers. I try not to purchase sports cards or any old books or magazines that I no longer need or want. Instead of just throwing them away or taking them to Goodwill, which will eventually throw them away, I donate them to the public library.
Phil Z74, hello caller. Curious about your poops. What kind of consistency are they superior?
They're regular. That's all that matters, I think. But yes, I consistently feel that I am hoping for a better future, and I'm trying to help create it by using less plastic, being more conscientious of other people's needs while driving. Like, I will very, very passively drive when I drive.
Now, and what kind of selfishness do you see around you? Is it selfishness? Is it sort of, what do you see as the deficit in people's behavior around you? What's the core of it? And why is it just ugly? It's making the world uglier to you. And I like this. I like hearing you talk about this.
Oh, people only concerned about themselves. That's just consistent selfish behavior. Have you tried walking anywhere where there's a crowd? Inevitably, you'll always find the people standing in the aisle, just taking up space, talking on their phones, listening to radios in public when you want to be like spending time listening to nature. All the fun things that you want to enjoy out of life, people tend to ruin.
Walk-ins, diners, and dives coming in with 200 bits and a testimonial. Military veteran, interesting. Did not know that. Morty, when you smell your own farts, do you just love it, bro? I mean, are you just reveling it in? Are you just? Let me. The rest of it was. Are you just reveling in it, my guy, or what, huh? Thanks so much, Walken. Really appreciate that. And then okay, and then, so listen, I hear exactly where you're coming from. This world is an ugly place, right? And there, you'd think empathy would be like rocket science, given how little of it you see in the world around us today, huh?
Indeed.
Yeah. Larry Picklejar with a communal vision. Caller, Phil. Phil has a good point. You seem to have dropped the whole bone disease storyline and are now focused on nonsense. Thoughts?
My initial thought is that is exactly what we're talking about, Larry. You need to be on the program a little bit longer and maybe tune into what the guru is telling you. Those are my thoughts.
Love that. Love that. Well, and I love that. I love, moral superiority. First of all, the first guy that called in, walking, was just like, I'm kind of, they all have good points. I am kind of a weak-hearted little piece of shit or something like this. And an interesting note to get us started on. A very clear vision of the deficit that we are working on tonight. Pepperoncini, you are 100% better than people born with little to no bones. Use that to fuel you, to transform you into one powerful giant bone.
That's the future I'm looking forward to, bro.
Yeah. One bone supremacy.
Indeed.
Well, listen, I really appreciate how generous you've been with yourself tonight. And it's been, communal vision before I even continue that thought. Bone Golem, medium construct, unaligned, AC 13, natural armor, hit point 75, 10 D8 plus 30, speed 30, featuring damage, immunities, poison, psychic, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't adamantine. Challenge 5, 1800 XP. Any response?
Is that Dungeons and Dragons, or is that Pathfinder? Or another? It sounds very, very roleplay-y.
It does indeed. Nigel Pennyweather, caller, what percentage of the populace are mindless NPCs and agent smiths? What percentage?
That is a fantastic question, and I would not be able to tell you because I haven't met all of the populace
Just
yet.
shoot from the hip. People are people. You met one person, you met a million. Just shoot from the hip. What do you think?
35-20?
35.20 or?
No, like 35% are going to be like just pure on NPCs.
And then 20% agent smiths, actively evil.
Correct. And then the rest are just, they're neither. They're the people who have story arcs if you want to follow them, but they don't really matter. They just kind of keep things working, but they're not really NPCs because they are important enough to have their own name.
Well, in Skyrim, the NPCs have names.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Well, I appreciate it. You did it. You shot from the hip. You got to 35-20. Couple communal visions. Duncan did it. Says, I wish I had a superpower. Dang, lucky. I think in reference to you becoming one bone.
Indeed. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Namaste. Well, yeah, blessings. Well, Lewis _ Explorer obsessed with tweezing weird penis. Elder Scrolls feels better than Fallout, and it feels good. Huh, interesting. That's interesting to think about. And we've got
my brain for a moment.
One more communal vision for you. Well, Fram. Well, let me go through Fram's communal vision. He says, "You're reading that way too smoothly, Are you a fucking nerd? I'm not reading at all. I'm having it dictated to me, and I simply repeat the dictation. I can't read, and you should know that. Caller, you are just a voice in my headphones. That's the extent of your existence. That's from Larry Picklejar.
That is a fantastic another reason for you to stay on the program, Larry.
Wow. Okay, well, let's leave it right there. So we got a lot of beef pumping through the veins of the community tonight. Namaste to you, Poet. I really appreciate you calling in tonight.
Namaste. Next time I will have a poem. I've been working on a few, but they haven't really been up to par.
I understand. You gotta let that gestate. You know when it's ready.
Indeed. Namaste.
Namaste to you. Blessings. 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
I'm calling Leslie Tanner. Hi, Leslie. It's Mary Lou.
Mary Lou, welcome back to the program. How you doing tonight, sweetheart?
I'm fine. I like the theme tonight.
Right. It's a good one. It's an important one too. It's important for those of us that maybe aren't as versed in this realm. It's very important for empathy that we realize how much better that we are than other people, if that is in fact true. Now, something tells me you don't have a problem of accessing something inside of you that is better than others.
You think I have a problem accessing something that's better than others?
No, I was going to say you don't have a problem. I'll bet you got something on your mind.
I'm definitely better than others. That's for sure.
There we go. There we go. So first and foremost, let me get this out of the way. Well, actually, I won't take it. I won't take the words out of your mouth in case you're going to bring this up. But you go ahead. Go ahead and tell us, Mary Lou. Tell us how. Tell us how are you better than others, and how good does it feel?
Okay, feels very good because. So you know how they say, like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But, like, I don't have to worry about that because I'm just so far above everyone else that to say something not nice just doesn't even occur to me because I already feel sorry for them.
Wow. So that's a lot to unpack. So Phil T74 with a communal vision first. Hey, Jenny, how's, quote, homeless BJ market, end quote, lately? Interesting.
Who's Jenny?
Is Jenny in the chat right now?
Well, anyways, so that's the one thing. The other thing is I have a house with a pool, like a big in-ground pool. And
keep going. You got an in-ground pool?
I have a big, like a 16 by 36 in-ground pool with a diving board, and I live on a lake, so we can see the lake from our front porch and from our side deck. We have decks on all sides of the house. I have this 2-story sunroom. It's beautiful. This is like, dude, you have no idea. My life used to be terrible. And I found the program.
Right.
I started doing all the steps.
Yep.
And now, on my 7th husband, I'm doing great.
Beautiful.
Doing great.
So give us how, because I'll bet in your case, because tonight we're exploring, it feels good to be better than. In your case, how good it feels to have a better life than many people in the chat right now. I'll bet has a little bit to do, at least, with the trajectory, the arc, from how bad it was to how good it is. Duncan did it with a communal vision. You sound like Jen. You do a very clean Mary Lou impression, Jen. K-E-K.
I love Duncan.
You
know how kind he is.
Extremely
When I
kind.
was getting ready to go on Infatuations a few weeks ago, I was like pretty scared. And I thought, this is going to take 10 minutes and I was going to feel stupid at the end. And Duncan was in the room with me because he was my first competitor, who, by the way, I wiped the floor with twice. And he so kindly was like, I was like, I feel nervous. And he was like, you're going to do great. And that was
Duncan.
really kind of him.
That's sweet, Duncan. I love that. OM Godspeed says, Ice Devil, Large Fiend, Devil, Lawful Evil, Armor Class, 18 Natural Armor, Hit Points 180, 19 D10 plus 76, Speed 40, featuring damage resistances, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. Languages, Infernal, Telepathy 120, featuring Challenge 14, 11,500 XP.
Wow, that is a virgin right there, whoever wrote that.
Interesting.
I
So
have no idea what any of that
being a
means.
virgin. Interesting. So let's get back to you though, Mary Lou. So let's take us back. You talked about your life being bad, finding the program, and now you got a 2-story sunroom. You got a pool within spitting's distance of a lake, and so you got multiple bodies of water for you to enjoy.
We find little frogs and salamanders, and if you go down by the lake, sometimes there's little snakes. You can find little snakes and toads. It's so fun.
Yeah. Well, talk to me. What was it like at the bottom? Tell us about the day you found the program, right? Well, what did Mary Lou's life look like that day? Let me pickle jar real quick with the communal vision before you do it, though. Jen, you were bragging in the Discord about all the swear words your bird knows. What's your it says favorite that isn't also racist? What the fuck?
I don't know who this person is. Like, I'm confused.
What's your favorite that isn't also racist?
My favorite swear word that isn't also racist?
Yeah.
I think my favorite swear word of all time is probably shit. I like shit. It's versatile.
Classic.
Of course, I can't say it. I have a 4-year-old. She just turned 5. She turned 5 yesterday. She wouldn't eat her stupid grilled cheese. She said it was too crispy. Piece of shit.
It's funnily enough, I've spoken to my temporary roommate once in the past week. And it was honestly not that unenjoyable. It was our conversation revolved around the classics are a classic for a reason. The classics are a classic for a reason, and it was about 4 sentences back and forth, and then I didn't see her again for about 4 days. And so,
interesting.
With the word shit, though, that really comes to mind. The classics are a classic for a reason.
Yeah, the classics never go out of style.
Right.
They're always useful. They're always there for you. It's fantastic.
Right.
Beatrix Potter, except one of her stories, there was a house built of sticks. She used a different word to describe sticks, and I can't say it out loud on Twitch because you'll get banned.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish we could put our foot on the gas of all that stuff and just get it out. But we gotta dance.
A puddle duck if you're curious.
We gotta dance. We gotta dance a little bit. Hypocriptomatic. Your breath and face and habit of living smells like shit. Yikes. Can you respond to that?
I don't know who that is, so I don't know if I can respond.
Okay. Hypocryptomatic.
So,
it doesn't ring a bell, huh?
Okay. No.
All right. Interesting. So anyway, you're telling us how bad your life was before finding the program?
Yeah, it was really bad. My dog had died, and I was having a really hard time. And I rode my bike into traffic, and then I didn't die. So my therapist was like, you should probably... I was trying pretty hard. Like, that wasn't the only attempt. Like, it was the most dramatic one. But anyways, my therapist was like, you need to get some help. And I was like, okay. So I started Googling, and I found Explorations with Leslie Tanner. And honestly, like, I felt like someone really understood what relaxing truly is, because I was actively trying to die, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm already here at step 1. Like, I'm done with life. What's next?
Right.
And then you were like, questions. And I was like, oh, I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you? I'm kidding, that's a joke.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's an Office quote. I like that show.
What?
But yeah, I asked a lot of questions, and then I met a new little dog, and I married the most handsome man, number 5. He was great. Oh, Trevor. What a class act. In the end, he didn't struggle at all. And you can respect that. That's a real man.
Beautiful. Well, listen, that is such an inspiring story, and I really appreciate you being so vulnerable and sharing that with us. You have inspired about 4 communal visions in a row that will appear. So first we got Fisk Mummy with a bunch of illegible characters spending real bits and therefore real money to kind of put that on the screen. Wow. Namaste. Thanks so much. Appreciate that, Fisk Mummy. Critical over here. Fran, we are asked, Jen, could you tell us the story behind Mary Lou hating you so bad? So that one's for Jen. That one's for Jen.
I don't who's Jen? I had a friend named Jen in high school. Did you know there are 5 Jennifers in my graduating class?
Didn't I? There was no way I could have possibly known that. Larry Pickle Jar, caller, what kind of dog was it and what did it die of?
Her name was Pepper. She was a schnoodle, Schnauzer Poodle mix. She was beautiful. She was 10 and a half, sweetest little dog in the world. And she died of congestive heart failure, unfortunately. And for little dogs, it happens sometimes. And she was so cute. I would go, who's the cutest little dog in town? And she'd go, woof. It was so cute. I have a video of it. I'll post it on the Discord.
Post it on the Discord. We love that kind of stuff. Phil Z74 says, caller, let me guess, your in-ground pool is filled with male strippers, but you force the male strippers to wear dog costumes and lick peanut butter. Any response?
Oh. So that's Phil?
That's from Phil. And actually, psychic emergency, real fast. Please hold.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System, also known as PNAS. We've interrupted this broadcast in cooperation with Explorer Hippocryptomatic to issue a psychic emergency. Cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer 100, ha 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 ha, dead dogs and family members. Crutches, hilarious, repeat. Cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer 100, ha 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 ha, dead dogs and family members. Crutches, hilarious. We now continue with your normal broadcast.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks so much, Hippocryptomatic. It said, ha 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 ha, dead dogs and family members. Crutches, hilarious.
Crutches? Well, I've never had crutches.
Yeah, add that to the list. Hey. Add that to the list of being better than other people. I love that.
Right.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, it feels so good.
We got a quick communal vision coming in from Larry Pickle Jar. Fisk, the only person that can stick with their character.
I love Fisk.
I love Fisk
Larry.
Too. I don't
care what anybody says. I love Larry. He's a very smart guy.
Oh yeah, oh Lord, we're never gonna hear the end of it now. We're never gonna hear the end of that. But I do cherish both
I'm in
of them.
Mensa. Did I mention that?
You what?
I'm in Mensa. I'm a Mensan, a member of Mensa.
That is awesome.
I'm in the top 98th percentile for intelligence in this country.
Awesome. Caller, I saw the picture you took of the dinner your daughter complained about. I have to side with her. If I had such a depressing meal on my birthday, I think my parents don't love me and jump off a bridge.
Listen, those asparagus were fried in bacon fat. You have no idea what you're talking about. They were delicious. And we eat a lot of asparagus in this house. I really like it.
So your child likes asparagus?
She will swallow it like a pill if we are very nicely asking her repeatedly. No, she doesn't like asparagus. All right, she doesn't like it.
Caller, have you ever tried having your own personality, one that does not require you to beholden yourself to another person or persons? Also, I feel like you have not had kids, and I wanted to say thank you for not breeding. That's from It All Costs Money.
I've got the one, and she's definitely, I made her, so.
Look, that came out of you, right? Classic style.
Ooh, yeah. Boy, oh boy. She
Vaginal
just about
birth?
killed me. Actually, I commissioned an artist to draw a picture of her with the Grim Reaper for her birth announcement, and he forgot, and so it doesn't matter.
Hippocryptomatic says, caller, that's called menopause.
Oh my God, yes, it's happening. I just turned 44.
Congrats.
Thank you.
We have so many
old.
communal visions.
It's
They are
fine.
coming in. I'm not even picking up on a thread because there's so many damn visions. Larry Pickles, our caller, maybe your dog died from all those shitty grilled cheese sandwiches you were feeding it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I did have her on an all grilled cheese sandwich diet.
That'll do it.
Maybe that was a mistake.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
Dogs aren't supposed to eat that.
I didn't know. Wow.
And we've got a couple more visions. I can't wait to raise the price of the visions and just have all of you be so thankful for an opportunity to support the program more. Mensa, the #1 club where you're not allowed to talk about your job because everyone is unemployed.
That's not true. Actually, there's a really interesting demographic in Mensa. Some people are super duper rich because they're so successful in their career, and other people are very, very poor because they're autistic and just basically retarded. And then there's this middle ground of people who are middle class, but they're so cheap that you might think they're really poor. It's very odd. They all bring Tupperware to dinner. If you have a nice dinner for the Mensans, we'll have a catered meal at a banquet hall.
It all costs
People bring
money.
their own
Please tell
Tupperware
me
so
the
they can take
child
food.
you have was adopted.
No. No, we tried that actually. It was too much paperwork. I got bored really fast, and then we chose the easy route.
And then we've got one more vision, and then you've been so generous with your time tonight, Mary Lou, and I really appreciate you spending
Jesus
so
Christ.
much time with
I
us.
can't believe I haven't been terminated.
I know. To be honest with you, me too. Did your kid make your undercarriage look like spiral cut ham?
No, actually, they cut me open to take her out without any anesthesia. So that was a weird experience.
C-section, and they didn't even give you an ice cube.
No, they didn't believe me that the epidural wasn't working until I started screaming.
Wow. It must be so beautiful and empowering to be a woman. That's why when I hear, I love thinking about that stuff when I listen to a Beyonce song about how women rule the world, and then I hear about that kind of stuff happening like 45 minutes ago. I'm like, yeah, women rule the world. Duncan did it. Caller, don't let chat bully you. Your backhanded insult compliments are way gooder than all the comments in chat. They all mad because you're so pretty.
Oh, Duncan.
Duncan,
Stop.
so sweet. So sweet. Well, listen, Mary Lou, before anything else comes in,
back.
I really appreciate you being with us and sharing so much of your life with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks. The portions of it that are true, you're welcome. And the portions of it that are not true,
I'm sure it was
you're
all
even more
true.
welcome.
Well,
No,
listen.
I never lie. I always tell the truth.
To our historic Victor on our last Infatuations, I want to say namaste to you.
Right. Yeah, better than everyone else.
Absolutely.
I love you
You
all,
truly
and
are.
I feel great.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Mary Lou.
Namaste,
Blessings
Leslie.
to you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Namaste. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I could call you tonight?
It's Michaela.
Michaela, welcome. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I did all my flashcards. Hello?
Wonderful. Yeah. So guys, just a little recap in case you missed it. Michaela is a student going to school for nursing, and is having to study a bunch of bullshit. Honestly, if I could be direct. So, and you did flashcards tonight. You got a test coming up next week. Are we in finals week?
Yeah, it's not exactly finals. I took a microbiology practical yesterday, and I got an 87, but the average was like a 79. So, that's good. But I have a anatomy and physiology practical next Thursday.
Wow, sounds very boring.
Yeah, it's not that fun.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound fun, good, but we've explored nursing school and how that could very easily have been a mistake. We'll see. We'll see how that bears out. We're all very excited about the development of that journey for you.
Leslie.
Yeah.
You said like one of the, I think the first time I ever called.
Sure.
That you said you were a nurse. Is that a bit, or are you being for real?
I said that I was a nurse?
Yes.
Yeah, that was real. I mean, not very long. It was. Listen. You got to understand this context. Maybe I should fill in some gaps in understanding here. So you're going to school to be a nurse, right?
Yeah, for my RN.
Yeah, I didn't go to school to be a nurse.
So you just started doing stuff to people?
Yep. Exactly. I mean, what happened was I had a cousin that was a nurse. And she told me, I mean, I was 17. I told the hospital I was 19. And she said, "Hey, we need somebody this weekend." And honestly, I went to like fill in, and then they just kept scheduling me.
So you were a caregiver?
No, I was a full nurse. They kept giving me nurse shit to do.
That's super illegal to do.
I mean, in many places, yes. I'm not familiar with the like ordinances as far as nursing goes in the town that I'm from. So I can't speak to that. I see where you're coming from. I could certainly imagine that being the case. I was given a lot of responsibility. Yeah.
Did you ever have to like put a suppository up someone?
Oh yeah, that was like I had like food on my hands. The first time I did it, and then my cousin caught me and said, "You got to wipe the Wendy's." I was like, it was one of their nugget, the honey mustard sauce from.
Yeah.
So that's learning on the job. I've always been a big proponent of that. Now listen, I'd love to talk nursing with you all night, of course, but we are exploring. It feels good to be better than. So talk to me right now. I know somewhere in your mind and in your heart, you know that you are better than someone. And before any of that, we have a couple communications. Phil Z74, caller, who do you think you cath up my wiener? What? Caller, who do you think you cath up my wiener hose? Hold on. Faster. You or Les Cakes?
I think it depends on who has the longer wiener. If you have a longer wiener, it will take longer.
So okay, so but if we had like if we had a catheter race between you and I, who do you think would win?
Wait, hang on. This is a confusing situation. Are you saying that you would be putting your own catheter in?
No, I'm saying like Phil Z is like kind of got a shirt on but no pants and underwear, and he's got a little smile on his face. Right? He's got a mischievous little smile on his face because he knows that he's getting double trouble. He's about to get a double dose of the catheter experience. And it's just you and me head to head racing live on twitch.tv. Who wins?
But I don't understand. Am I the one putting the catheters in?
You're one of them, and then into I guess in Phil Z, right, in this example, and then I would follow up. I'd get a fresh kit. I'd get a Phil Z, and I would get a chance to do it as well.
Oh, well, I mean, I've actually been trained in how to put it. Like I've put catheters into dummies before, so I might.
So class.
I mean.
Go ahead.
granted, I would probably focus on doing it aseptically, and you might just want to ram that up in there. So he would die from that faster, but you could do it faster than me, probably.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Unless he was too excited. Then
well, I mean, death isn't... Who's going to do it faster? It's about speed. It's not about that. That wasn't part of the stipulation. But either way, you know, I feel like we're going to see a classic book smarts versus street smarts as far as who can put a catheter up Philzy's penis.
The street smarts of catheter insertion.
Right, exactly. Street, you know, somebody who just had to learn on the job in that old-fashioned style. Fran Weard, okay, we got a bunch of Communivisions. Okay, let's just do this one first. We're catching up. Is there a brand of practice wiener you'd recommend to novice explorers? That's from Fran Weard.
I don't know the exact names of the brands.
Aramark's got a good one. Book smarts versus street smarts. We'll see who, and I know Aramark's got a good one. Go ahead.
Aramark?
Aramark, yeah.
Aramark, is that an actual brand of medical?
100%. Look it up. A-R-A-M-A-R-K.
A-R-A-M-A-R-K. That's American Food Services and Facilities.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, click on the website.
Oh, so the yogurt company?
Go ahead, click on the website.
Go. Okay. I'm clicking on the website.
Is there an Innovative Solutions tab?
There's industries we serve, education. Oh, healthcare.
There we go.
Amarak Healthcare Plus?
Yeah, it's a subdivision of that.
Okay. What if I just search Amarak catheter? Or something like that. Would that get me faster to it?
Listen, I don't know. We're gonna have to do this on your own time, but let's go ahead and get through these visions, and because then we got to do the theme. Larry Pickle Jar. Leslie mainly inserted catheters and ass tubes after eating a salad with ranch dressing, without having washed his hands after either activity. I mean, that is true. I told you that in confidence, so it's a little bit rude, but I guess it's relevant. Thank you, Larry Pickle Jar. Nigel Pennyweather says, caller, how often do men come in for slamming their dicks in car doors? Seems like a pretty common injury.
Well, you see, I haven't worked in a hospital setting long enough for that to be an issue. But I would imagine it's a good number. I don't know how many of them would be intentional, though.
Okay. Yeah. Queen Goldie rating. Namaste to Goldie. Guys, if you're not following Queen Goldie, you're fucking up. Namaste, Queen. Blessings. And to Dr. Diggity Dank, we're getting back to back raids tonight on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Welcome, Raiders. Namaste to all of you. Welcome to the most effective personal power program in the country. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Let the program of Explorations transform the self and your conception of reality. I can do those things for you tonight through the most effective personal power program in the country, bar none. You've heard the phrase before, the program works, and that's simply because the program works. Tonight we are exploring. It feels good to be better than. Caller, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
I don't remember, but I haven't answered your question yet. It feels good to be better than. Oh shit, we just
It feels good to be better than. Yeah, we're going to get into that in just a moment. I just want to welcome the Raiders. Can we get some shout outs, please? For Dr. Diggity Dank, Little Guys, and Queen Goldie. Holy goddamn moly. Little Guys coming in. Failed parent of several. So when you see that face, you know you're looking at a piece of shit father. Triple raid, and I'm trying to get to the next level tonight, hopefully. Triple raid. It is very rare that you see 3 raids happen in such short sequence. Namaste, all Raiders. Queen Goldie, Little Guys, and Diggity Dank. Talk to me. How were the streams? How were the streams? Can you let me know what kind of energy we've got? Hippocryptomatic, Explorer Entrepreneur, just dropping a resub. 15 months from Hippocryptomatic. Namaste to you, hon. Thanks so much for the support, and that's a former Explorer of the Month. That's a former Explorer of the Month. Little Guys also with that sub for 7 months. It feels, given the progress Little Guys has shown, it feels much longer than 7 months. Thanks, Little Guys. Blessings and namaste. It was great. Hype energy. Queen Goldie ready to heal. Blessings, namaste. Well, let's tear that wound open. Let's tear that wound open. Let's get some new wounds for you tonight, Goldie. That I promise you. Now, okay. Now, let's get to the theme with you, huh? Let's get to the theme. I want to make sure there's no communal visions. I think we're good. Okay, we did that one. Nigel, Phil. Yeah, okay, we did it. What?
You should raise the price of communal visions, but not for me.
Can I read what?
You got to raise the price on the communal visions, but not for me.
No, that's going to be across the board. That's going to be across. And actually, if anything, you should be thankful for my allowing you the opportunity to spend a little more per communal vision. How efficient is that for you, right? You get to spend even more money to do a very simple task. You used to have to do 3 visions to get to what's going to be 2 visions. In terms of supporting, you're going to get so much more done so much more quickly. Poorer, I'm wasted, Les. Baby wants to fuck. I'm so confused. Please help me. So I'm imagining you in a diaper trying to pull your ass out, and I hope you find someone. Larry Picklejar with another. Larry Picklejar with some financial advice coming in. I can tell this has got a financial vibe to it. Don't know what it says because I can't read. I'm waiting for the dictation. Here we go. We've got Larry Picklejar says 150 is okay. If you go to 200, you'll lose income. If you go to 200, you'll lose income. If you go to 200, you'll lose income. Now that's interesting. That's an interesting thing to think about. I think I tried. What did I try? It was like a year ago. I tried 200. I don't remember. I don't fucking remember. Okay, so let's get to the theme. Real quick, let's not make a big production out of it. It feels good to be better than. What are you better than people at?
Just people in general?
AE Rook subbing for the 12th month. AE Rook, Explorer obsessed with tweezing. Weird penis. Weird penis on AE Rook. Brother, AE Rook, namaste to you. It is so good to feel your presence here tonight. Namaste. I hope that's not just an automatic resub. AE Rook, are you here with us? AE Rook, brother. AE Rook, are you here with us? Namaste. Sutherland, Ryan, welcome. Is he? Yes, he is. That son of a bitch. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, talk to me. How are you better than people? Talk to me.
What am I better? Am I like something that I'm better than people in general at?
Yeah, What makes you better than other people? At least in some sense.
I think I am pretty good at getting offended.
Interesting. Okay. Talk to me. And why? So you consider this to be a strength of yours?
I didn't know it had to be a strength.
Or why does it make you better than other people that you're better at being offended? Take me in that. I want to hear.
Sorry, level 3 potatoes comment was funny. Okay. I guess the flip side of it would be I'm more sensitive.
AE Rook, hold on one moment.
Oh my gosh.
AE Rook, slapping that thick, firm cock onto the table. 9,000 bits. 9,000 bits from AE Rook. Truly, it is not common that you see that level of support, that level of enthusiasm, that putting your bits where your mouth is. The program works for a reason. and understanding that the program works like this at this level, but with more of that, then it's going to work even more for more people. The light, attracting the light, the program. Namaste. A.E. Rook, blessings to you. Wow. Extremely generous. Extremely generous from A.E. Rook tonight. Brother, good to see you. Great to see you. Great to see you. No.
Leslie.
What?
When? You always say now. Is it now or is it later? When?
That's a really good question. Okay, so why are you better than other people? Because you can be offended more easily.
Well, I mean, the now you got me doing it. The flip side of it is that I'm more sensitive, so I maybe would think before I speak because I worry that I would be offending somebody else.
Okay, so kind of similar to what Poet shared with us a little bit ago, that you're sort of you have a moral superiority.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. You have a sense of moral being morally superior to other people because your sensitivity makes you more connected to the experience of others. So you think more about what you're saying as to reduce the chance that something you may do or say might hurt someone.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Certainly a shortage of that in this world, huh?
I suppose, but it also just means that, like, I worry a lot about everything I've said. Which,
it comes at a price.
I mean, 99% of the time I don't think I've offended anybody.
Superiority comes at a price.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, ask any of the greats. Ask any of the greats whether they sacrificed to be the best, right? To at the very least be better than. And you'll certainly, you know, Michael Jordan, right? Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, all whatever figure, you know, that truly aspires to greatness, and if not greatness, just superiority, they sacrifice. And you sacrifice. Quality of your life, way less than it would be if you were less sensitive.
So just sports people?
Or whatever. You know, Martin Luther King, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at someone's communal. Wait, what is
Dreadlock coming in, resubbing for the 6th month in a row. I was like her 5 months ago. I mean, I didn't sound like her or look like her. I'm not even a woman, but I was still like her. I was there 5 months ago.
Yeah, congrats on your transition.
Congrats on the transition to whatever you're speaking about. Namaste to you, Dreadlock. Now, imagine how much better your life would be in some ways if you weren't sensitive, right?
Right. Well, and you know, this program is actually helping me a little bit with that, right?
Yeah, you spoke on that. You spoke on that.
Yeah, because, you know, I still don't want to be mean, but there's some poking and prodding, and I'm still allowed to call into the program, so clearly I haven't, you know,
you'd have to go much farther than you've gone to not be able to call into the program. You'd have to really let it rip. And it'd be on some level it would be amazing progress for you if you got banned. But
right.
But at the same time, we got to do the TOS dance here, very unfortunately. But I love the direction you're going in, and I love the awareness that you have that you are morally superior to people who are less nervous and sensitive about hurting other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Fisk Mommy 2, Rage Forever, Eternal Arrival, Perpetual Birth, Brother, We See It, My Sister Kissed by the Dew of Not, not just a but the new dawn as all other masses jump willingly to their own end, seared by the light, paralyzed by an unknown past and future. Arrive. Michaela, do you see it?
I think I would if I stopped taking my antidepressants.
Look at beautiful. Maybe you should stop. Well,
Yeah.
think about it. We'll talk about that next time. Michaela, I want to thank you for being so generous with your time tonight.
I do want to say I'm going to try to get all of my studying done during the daytime tomorrow, so that way I can make an appearance on Infatuation.
There we go. There we go. I would be overjoyed to have you join us on Infatuations tomorrow. And I think, honestly, you got a real good chance to at least get a couple dubs, just based on your constitution, your disposition. You're not somebody out here doing silly little voices, doing little pranks and gags. I think you could step in the ring and really hold your own tomorrow.
I will be dressed as a clown, though, so there will be visual gags.
Okay, well. Okay, strong, bold choice, and we'll see how it works out. Like I said, we'll be happy to have you tomorrow. Hurry up and get that homework done.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, namaste to you, Michaela.
Bye, lesbian.
Goodbye. Namaste. Say it.
Namaste.
There we go. Wonderful. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Leslie, it's been too long. It's Michael.
Michael! Ho, ho, ho!
Oh my
Guys,
God.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot. Michael, hold on one moment, because we got a lot of new people watching. Michael, this young buck, this absolute, specter of virility before us tonight. Michael, blessings to you, Michael. How are you doing this evening?
Blessings. I'm doing amazing. I'm graduating soon. My friends are coming over tomorrow. I'm 19 comparatively from when you last knew me.
So we've known you this whole time as an 18-year-old.
Yes, and
budding,
now I'm 19.
blossoming. And now we see before us a fully realized bison of a man, 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Entering a season, the season of the lion, as they say.
Of course.
How does it feel to go from just a budding tulip on a chilly, moist spring morning to a ferocious lion with just blood and cum pumping through your fucking veins?
Well, it's a little scary. I mean, that's pretty implied, but I gotta do all these things. I gotta fill out my financial aid for college. I have to pay for my classes. I have to buy my textbooks. I have to get a job. I have to get my license. I have to get a car. I have to help my mom. There's so many things that are piled on and piled on.
Oh, yeah.
As I'm slowly becoming an adult in this specifically difficult economic period. And it's a real struggle, I'll tell you, Leslie. It's a real struggle, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be all right. I got to be happy, and I'm going to be happy if I stay happy.
Look at that. Look at that. Son of a bitch. Truly a season of strength for our young Michael. And it's wonderful to hear all that. Larry Picklejar, caller, congrats on the new journey. Are you more excited about graduating or having everyone in college ask, whose kid is that?
No. You see, Larry Picklejar, I'm in a different situation. I am what they call a twink. They're going to love me.
You are what they call a twink.
I'm skinny, I'm petite, I'm beautiful. They're going to love me.
I love that. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, I wish if you were just a little bit younger, I'd want to breastfeed you right now after that little statement. Growl, growl, growl. That means yeah, bro, and lion. Growl, growl. Embrace that shit, little G from Dreadlock.
I agree. I could not agree more. In fact, I love you. And that was a great quote.
Look at that. Look at that. The love happening on the screen right now is literally jumping off of your laptop, jumping off of your television, jumping off of your phone screen. Wow. Now, Michael, listen, I'd love to get an update further, chop it up with you, because I feel like we have not only just like a connection through the program here, but as well as a personal, just man-to-man connection. I feel like we could, if we sat down and started chewing the fat, we would, be here all night. However, I have a responsibility, and I want to take you to task. Tonight, we are exploring, it feels good to be better than.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And as a high schooler, leaving high school, going into other, bigger things, it is a very important step in your life to be better than something at someone. I mean, it's always been a thing. Maybe you were the older brother and you were better at your younger brother in video games.
Right,
or
exactly.
Maybe you were the younger brother and you were better at lying to your parents than your older brother. It's always been a thing when being better is a rejuvenating feeling. And that's a good thing, but it can also lead to a lot of toxicity and a lot of egotistical mindsets and all that.
Wow. Interesting. So listen, I would already, and this is, I should have known that you were going to do something like this, because you've always been a bright explorer, always wise beyond your years. And anybody familiar with your calls and your presence here knows exactly what I'm talking about. However, Michael, one thing I would like to kind of pump the brakes on, because you got that big, bright mind, and I want to pump the brakes on it a little bit. And I want to sort of take a more emotional focus with you. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Now, you understand your emotions very well, and I think in a way that a lot of people, that is better and more advanced than a lot of people. We've got Larry Pickledor with Communal Vision in just a moment. But I want you to think about this. I want you to relish for a moment in something that you are genuinely superior to other people in a way that makes you feel really good when you see someone be worse than you. Real quick, though, Larry Picklejar, caller, are you planning on a music degree? As a gay kid, the tuba is a perfect instrument. Leslie, comments?
Actually, no. I plan on going into a medical degree, more particularly health science. My dream job, I'll say, is being a blood pathologist, but that's a stretch. That's going to be really hard with my financial status. So the smaller picture that I could also go for is I could be a physical therapist. I could help people get better, and then that's going to make me feel better, and that's going to make them feel better. It's a rewarding job.
Look at that. A blood pathologist. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and respond to that real quick. Tuba is perfect instrument for a gay child. Leslie, comments. Do I have any comments on that? I would have to say that somebody time out Larry Picklejar. That's what I have to say to that, because I do play the tuba, and I feel as if he's trying to get at me, he's trying to disrespect me in front of everyone, and just for a little bit, just give him a little spanking, just give him a little slap on the wrist, a tiny little timeout. Give him a little timeout.
It's all right.
Give him a little timeout. Now, listen. Michael, I want you to reach for the stars. I want you to explore yourself while reaching for the stars. Is sort of allow the reach of your hand and your heart and your mind to sort of expand. And you expand with it, and I'm excited to hear this college experience. We get to walk with you through this college experience, and I'm very thankful to be able to be on this journey with you, Michael. So, but let's take it back. Let's take it back to the question I gave you before that communal vision. What is something that you are better than other people at, and it makes you feel good when you see other people be not as good as you?
Okay. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna break the ice. I'm a bit of a naughty child sometimes. I do a bit of a puff, but that's all right. And the assumption with that is a lot of the kids that do the puff, they're like, oh, bad attendance, bad grades. That's just not true. I have perfect attendance. I have almost perfect grades. hundreds in like at least 4 of my classes. I'm a really smart kid, and I'm also able to stay on top of my work, even if I do the puff puff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a little reward for being so smart. You know what I mean?
I love that. And so when you see somebody who, you know, smokes the doobie every once in a while, and they simply cannot keep their life together, you know, they should have never started smoking weed. They don't have the strength for it, and you feel better than those people, and it makes you feel good.
It does make me feel good because, well, yes, I do a bit of the naughty, I do a bit of the puff, a bit of the hit and pull, you know what I mean? But it's all right because at the end of the day, I know how to get past something that I feel is blocking my life. Like, I'm in creative writing class, and sometimes I'll be a little bit of the doozy, but I'm still able to write. And these kids all around me, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to write. I have writer's block. Me. It's like, dude, it's just a class. Like, it don't even gotta be good. You just gotta turn something in, get the grade, get out of there. High school don't matter."
Fran Weird says, almost perfect grades, fucking grass head.
Yeah, almost perfect grades. I mean, I got like an 80 or something in like one class, but everything else is like 90s, 100s. I think in my anatomy class, I have like 103. I don't know. Don't ask. What can I say?
Interesting. Now. Take us direct. Well, we have so many. We got another communal vision coming in. But I want you to take us into a specific experience, somebody you know fucking up their life with drugs and it making you feel good. I can go. I have one off the top of my head too. You know, I remember one time I was stopping at the gas station before school. Pepperoncini, is this what I sounded like when I first discovered weed? Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
Probably. And you know what? I may be an annoying little weed smoker, but that's okay. I'm living my life, and guess what? I got better grades than you.
You know, honestly, probably worse, because I know how old Pepperoncini is, and back when weed was, like, universally illegal, people who smoke weed were so much more fucking annoying. Yeah. Weed culture was so fucking annoying. It was real wild. It was like, honestly, it was similar to, like, I've had friends, you get caught up in, like, evangelical Christianity, like, out of nowhere. And then it's just like this weird, stuffy shit tone that I got to deal with when I, like, eat lunch with them. And that was a similar experience. It was just like a weird, there's this status subjectivity thing involved, and it is just, I'm so glad it's gone. I'm so glad that they can just get their little gay artisanal ones at, you know, this one's, it's got Nepalese powdered sugar in it. It's got a half a milligram of CBD plus 14 or something, you know? You know what I mean?
I know. But that's always the case, right? Like, throughout high school, there's all these kind of hierarchies and, like, social groups, social statuses. When I was first, like, not smoking weed and I was, like, in high school, like, when I was a freshman, like, I was kind of weird. Not gonna lie, I was a little weird. I didn't have a lot of friends. I got bullied sometimes. But then I started smoking, and I knew everybody. I started, like, meeting tons of people, like people I thought I would never hang out with, people I thought would laugh in my face. But we passed the vape, and it's all good. It's all good.
Just to be, I love this. And you are superior that you can keep your life together and smoke a little bit of weed. And also, I just want to be clear. When I call gay little artisanal little gummies, I mean in the most beautiful sense. I know many gay people. I work with many gay people. I think some of them are beautiful. And that's what I mean. I mean the ones that are good. I don't mean it in the bad way, because I do know some bad ones. And sometimes you can say it that way. But in this case, I mean good. I mean beautiful. I mean, good.
Of course.
Well, listen,
I mean,
Michael.
I've had my share of bad and good.
Michael.
It's all right. I mean, it's whatever.
Michael. As always, here we go. Dreadlock, burn that shit, little dude. Hail Selassie, bless, brah. Burn that shit, little dude. I don't know how to Haile Selassie, bless, bruh. We and I say, keep taking the good earth medicine. See, it took you from basically tuba player tier to turbo tier. Oh, Dreadlock getting poetic with it. Dreadlock sort of weaving. Did you see what he did?
I like that.
Yeah. Namaste. Well, namaste to you, Dreadlock. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Well, listen, Michael, very excited for your graduation. Very excited. Keep smoking weed. Keep making friends. When's the actual graduation date coming up?
I think it's the 30th of next month. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Or it's the 30th of this month. No, it's the 30th of this month. It's either the 30th or the 29th.
Well,
One of the two.
listen to me. Listen to me right now. I know right now your life can be very busy, very chaotic, many things in flux. You're in a massive transition period. But I want you to know that we're always here for you, and we love getting updates, and we all benefit from your perspective.
Thank you. That makes me smile. That makes me happy.
Well, listen, I meant every word of it, and I'm so glad that the program of explorations could be of service to you during this this transition period in your life.
Of course, and there was the beginning stage where they were like, "Oh, who's this 5-year-old?" And I'm like, "That's fine. I get that all the time."
Right.
But it's grown to a point to where people understand that I'm more than just a squeaker, and I'm more than just this gay little weed smoker. But I actually have a lot that's going on, and the program helps. It helps. It's great. It brings communities together. It brings different kinds of people together, and it just helps out with all the stress and needing to relieve yourself of your emotions.
Petite Michael, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Of course.
Namaste to you. You keep us abreast, I understand, but fill us in when you can, all right?
I will. I'll tap in every once in a while. Namaste, Leslie. Have a blessed day.
Blessed day and evening to you too, Michael. Namaste.
Namaste.
Wow, beautiful. Love to catch up with Michael. Absolutely cherish the opportunity to catch up with Michael. Thank you so much, Michael, for giving us a call. Thank you to all callers for the first half of our program. I really appreciate you all exploring and jumping in and exploring. It feels good to be better than tonight. It feels good to be better than. And we got plenty more of that coming up in just a moment. I got to take a pee. I'm going to be honest with you. So allow this little moment of respite for your mind's eye and prepare for the second half of the program. But also stick around for a couple of words about my community of devoted light at patreon.com. Now, if you've seen the magic here and you're ready to get to the real exclusive materials of the program, you may do so. We got a couple details about how you could do that tonight, just for a couple bucks a month. Namaste to you guys. We'll be right back in just a moment. Namaste.
Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Since Leslie and his program broke onto the scene, Explorations has become the #1 best-selling and most influential personal power program in modern history. Millions of people from all over the world have gotten a chance to meet this truly remarkable man and utterly transform their lives with the power of Explorations.
I listened to this introductory tape and I knew then and there, this is what I needed. I felt just so much better knowing there are a bunch of people out there suffering like me.
I'm not kidding you. I think after the first tape, I knew, okay, I'm gonna be fine.
I got such relief from the very beginning, starting the program.
Now that you've gotten a taste of what this program is capable of, it's time to show you how to take your life to the next level. Here to tell you more about what is possible is legally licensed clinical therapist, author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur, martial artist, amateur musician, one of the nation's foremost thinkers, and our guru, Leslie Tanner.
Good evening, everyone. Whether you've been with us since the very beginning and have watched Explorations work wonders in your life, or you're joining us for the first time tonight, I say namaste to you. As you've watched Explorations in action during our call-in show, no doubt your mind is reeling from the limitless potential you now know is possible. Between the tailored themes and lectures, to the myriad avenues of exploration through the channel points, to the customized ways to interact with me and the community, there simply has never been anything quite like this program. Now is usually the point in one of these self-help programs where it starts to sound like a sales pitch. Someone like me might normally say something like, listen, I know your time is precious, let me cut to the chase. But there's only one problem with that. We know your time isn't precious. I could speak at length for hours and hours about absolutely nothing, and I still wouldn't be wasting your time because, well, you're here, looking for a fast, all-encompassing solution to the problems in your life that have become so intolerable, you're not sure what you're going to do. You may be considering any number of extreme decisions, ranging from short-term band-aids to more permanent solutions. However, as dark and bleak as your situation is, so too must our tools be bright and revolutionary. So whether you're tired and looking for more energy and enthusiasm for life, or maybe you're lonely and isolated but want better relationships, let me tell you that for these things and so much more, my breakthrough program of explorations to explore the universe and beyond really works. It's worked for elite performance athletes, critically acclaimed artists, best-selling authors, entrepreneurs, and for thousands of others just like you. I have been blessed by the universe for a brief moment that I now command upwards of $50,000 for speaking engagements. But through the technology of this program, you can hire me, Leslie Tanner, as your personal therapist, coach, and guru, all rolled into one at the Community of Devoted Light on Patreon.com. Where you and thousands of others just like you are learning to leverage the chaos around them to catapult their lives to heights that were previously unimaginable. Here's how it works. I've created a tightly knit community where individuals seeking to access the next level are able to study, reflect, meditate, and grow with an ever-expanding library of exclusive materials, each containing life-changing tools and techniques designed to explore topics covered here in our call-in show, but much more deeply, therefore increasing the benefits of the program exponentially. These materials include your name in the credits at the end of the stream, demonstrating the importance of your leadership and the value of your investment. A signed personal postcard sent out each month full of observations and witticisms by me, Leslie Tanner. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Exclusive video materials not available to the poor, designed to rocket your progress past those who cannot afford success. Here's a little sneak peek at what you're missing. downloads of all specially crafted music used in our productions here and elsewhere that have accompanied your journey thus far. Tracks such as New Beginnings, Psychic Romance, Reaching into Darkness, or The Skeptic's Gamble. Exclusive archival prints such as these, channeled and honed by myself, Leslie Tanner, upon which you can guide your own meditations at home. I'm not an artist, nor do I claim to be. These visions are a burden and cause me immense suffering. But I do it for you. Now, you might expect that a program like this would cost thousands of dollars, but because I'm offering this to you through the internet, these life-transforming materials can be yours for the monthly cost of a few cups of coffee on your way to work. With access to these materials, regardless of your level of investment, you will also be receiving a complimentary download of our landmark track, The Sojourn Begins, as a thank you. So does this sound good to you? Well, what are you waiting for? If you are ready to join the thousands of others who have already committed to the final journey to access the next level, simply type Final Journey into the chat and you will be guided with further instructions. One thing I can promise you is that however massive your problems are, however abject and humiliating your life has become, I have created something so simple yet so profound in this program, you'll be absolutely flabbergasted by the results. Now, let's get back to the program. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. That was a couple words about my community of devoted light at patreon.com. For a couple dollars a month, you can get to the exclusive videos, podcasts, lectures, little video affirmations, as well as a host of other things, monthly postcard, etc., etc. There are so many benefits over there that I can't wait to put in your hands. If this sounds good, exclamation point Final Journey into the chat at any point to bring up some instructions about how you too can join my inner circle. Go ahead, and if you have any questions, I'm sure any brothers or sisters of devoted light can answer those questions directly. As to, is this a trap? Is this bullshit? Is this a cult? Is this going to hurt me? Is this safe to give my information? Et cetera, et cetera. Is the VHS tape real? Are the tapes real? Are the tapes real? Namaste. Ellie Benelli knows. Devoted light is the only way. Is the only way. We got a fresh podcast coming up on Monday, too. We had another sit down. This time it's with Moderator Orchestar, ladies and gentlemen. Moderator Orchestar. I got a chance to sit down and have a one-on-one for about an hour with Orchestar, covering any manner of things, but most intensely her life, her journey, leading up to her inception within the program. And what a treat it was to get to sit down with such a nuanced, sharp mind such as Orchestar. Namaste to you, Orc. I really appreciate the time and effort that you put into sitting down with me. Blessings to you. Now, here we go. So we got the rest of the program. I will reiterate, tomorrow night, Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. Extremely exciting night here in our little community, with you guys. Everyone that's in the chat right now will have a chance to hop up on screen and enter a simulated date for 3 minutes. It's so easy and fun and ultimately very spiritually clarifying, because after the date itself, I will review your performance and tell you whether or not you even deserve to be loved in the first place, because it is a skill thing. It is not fair, and everybody knows that, and I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that everybody deserves it. Everybody's got what it takes to be with somebody. You simply don't. There are so many people mentally ill, just off-putting. Maybe you're just not a good person. Maybe you're ugly. Maybe you're just like autistic in a bad way. And don't get me started. I love my ones that are autistic in a bad way. I love those ones. And I think they get a bad shake. They get a bad goddamn shake. Because, of course, all of us like to watch, like to pull up Love on the Spectrum, right? and watch the good ones try to find love. We pull up Love on the Spectrum and we enjoy watching the good ones try to find love with each other. And then we get, oh, love is so good. And these child-minded adults are just so fulfilling to watch. I want to see some bad ones. If we had the courage, if we had a true sense of empathy in our heart and mind for the disordered, for the disabled, for the ill, for the retarded of all flavors, if we had a true sense of empathy in our mind, we would put the bad ones in there. We would not flatter ourselves with just a parade of the good ones. We would not pervert that sense of empathy. We would look at it straight in the face and we get some bad ones in there. We get some ones that are violent. You ever seen a lethally massive autistic man get violent? For reasons you can't know? Not that you don't know, not that it needs a professional. Nobody will ever know why this massive 400 autistic pound man will get violent sometimes. And that is empathy. Get him in Love on the Spectrum. I want to see him tear it up. I want to see him tear it up. Let's check back in with him. How do you think he's going to be doing in another 6 months for the next season? Let's check in another couple years, right? His family had to stick him in a home. Hopefully they get him the right color of Candyland pieces and some models to play with. Fighter jet, whatever his interest is. Fighter jet models. You check in with him another 6 months. You will be looking at the bleakness of the human condition. And that is empathy. Love on the Spectrum, I enjoy it, but to not expect more, to not push for more is cowardly. Get some bad ones. Put some fucking bad ones in there. We all know plenty. I'm sure we could put a list together of some bad ones. All right, so guys, let's go ahead. Before we open up the line, we got some mail. We got some mail from German royalty. You know what it is. You know what it is already. Is German with us right now? No. German is not with us right now. Maybe if RFK put a list together, we could make a Love on the Spectrum at random from the registry. That sounds like a good idea. I'd collaborate with the administration in that respect. I'd happily direct that production. All right, so Communal Vision. Favorite show, Tears and Joy, Hypocryptomatic. Call up. We'll talk about it. I don't know about favorite. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that's your favorite. I mean, it's good. It's not great. And all that stuff I said is pretty glaring. All right, so here we go. We've got some pictures. So German royalty will send me about anywhere between 20 and 80 pictures that he finds at the photo booth. There's extras that kind of come out of the machine and they don't get grabbed by the people that take the pictures. So he grabs them and he collects them and he sends me an envelope full of them. And yeah, if you're thinking, yeah, that's a weird thing to do. He's a weird guy. You'd be correct. This is a weird thing, an off-putting but titillating thing to do. And I am 100% a fan of it. I've got a massive collection of these things. All right, so let's go through them real quick. All right, so first up we got, I can't really tell. I think we got siblings because they look similar. They got a similar T-zone and they're different ages. So I'd clock her at 12 or 13, him at a little younger brother, and we got an older brother hitting a vape, puffing fat clouds. That's awesome. And then we got even maybe a 16-year-old sister down here. Really nice. They're just having fun. They're goofing. I really do believe that they're close. Next up, we got a pair of friends. Not really, Not that great, but mid energy. Oh, this is cute. No, this is some brother stuff. We got a younger brother and an older brother. They're both smiling, and they don't really know what to do. They don't know what to do with each frame. They're just kind of experimenting, goofing around. Then they become like self-aware. Like this middle one, the younger one takes a leap, and then the last one he becomes like self-aware, and he doesn't know what to do with his body, and that's cute. Triples of that. I would guess this is another brother-sister thing. You see the energy on that? A distance, a placidity. Yeah, I'm going through any relationship they could possibly have, and it's got to be brother-sister. And that's that. Repeat. Okay, we got a couple. Oh, they're fucked up. They are fucked up in this picture. But they're cute. They're close. I'd give, honestly though, I'm getting like 6 months at max on that. 6 months. So thanks so much, German. Appreciate that. Thanks so much, German. Really appreciate that. All right, let's open up the line. Let's get to some calls. We are exploring It Feels Good to Be Better Than. 708, there we go. Look at that. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Leslie, it's Flux Storm Zero.
Flux Storm Zero. Brother of Devoted Light. Explorer for how long now?
It's a big old 12 months.
God damn.
Yeah.
You've been with us a whole year. When you hit that year mark, did it feel kind of crazy?
It did. Time flying by so much. It was just, a handful of days ago. And yeah, it is, quite an accomplishment, right? To have the finances to really be able to support for that long in a row. It just feels great,
Absolutely. I love, I love that year mark is such a special one. I like checking in with people at that year mark because, I'm braced for like a variety of responses, but it speaks to the effectiveness of the program itself that it goes one way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's actually kind of what in a way inspired the call tonight. I watch a lot. I lurk a lot, but I've been an avid fan.
Of course.
Member of the community of Devoted Light, and I think one of the things that really stands out today is just really realizing how much further we are, some of us in the community, with the podcasts, with the extra materials and tools. It's kind of cute and nice to see some of the, maybe earlier people on their journey, kind of the beginning part of it, really kind of work through some of these issues. And it, not only is it just so great to see so many people growing and learning, but also it reminds me of how far I've come.
Right. It gives you some perspective. So one thing that I want to drill. I want to kind of put an underline underneath is that you brought up, in terms of it feeling good to be better than other people. You spoke about the feeling of superiority, both experienced but also objectively true, with your membership of the community of Devoted Light, as opposed to the sort of poor livestock that you might find in chat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not, of course, we have some great members in the chat using, the psych alert system, using those community visions to kind of prod some people into feeling some of those things that we really are kind of seeking. So there's definitely some clever people in the chat.
Sure.
But of course, I really do mean kind of that little space that we have that's just a little bit separate, just a little bit more cleanly. You know what I'm saying?
Right, of course. Well, just out of curiosity, what's one material, other than the podcast that you mentioned, what's one material that you found just gave you a little bit of boost and gave you just a little more taste of that next level that we speak about so frequently?
I'm a particular fan of the postcards because I love the VHS, love the podcast, but the postcards I really enjoy because I get to kind of get a little snippet and a little kind of view into a tool that I probably missed at some point, right? As only being here for a year,
of course,
I missed a lot of some of these great lessons, and so getting to kind of meditate on all of those for a couple days after getting that postcard, it really takes it up to that point where I can walk through my day, seeing the helplessness and abyss in front of me, and knowing that that's not really a problem for me.
Oh my goodness gracious. It overjoys me to hear this, that these materials are working, active tools in your life and have given you exactly what you need to transform. Now, listen, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I guess my follow-up question to all of that is, of course we could speak about the tools, we could speak about the effectiveness of the program. I would absolutely love, though, if you could give us a little kind of some, indulge me in the particular feeling, right? The feeling of being better. And you get to come here, right? You come here, you hang out, you lurk or you chat or you do whatever. And you're on either side of you, there's a whole handful of people that aren't as good as you.
Yeah.
Because of your membership of the Community Devoted Light. Now, talk to me about that feeling of good, right? Like, can you take me inside that warmth that you feel when you see somebody stumble with a precept of the program, or maybe they say the wrong thing, or they just kind of generally sound like an idiot in here. But talk to me about that feeling. What's that feel like?
It is. I think some people would assume that it kind of feels like driving like a big truck, right? And I think that's where a lot of people would go, is that I'm sitting up high on the road and I'm powerful, but that's not really something that's attractive to me, right? Because that's kind of a base level sense of power, right? That's an unlearned sense of power. And the ability to focus in on the things that I find important and the things that I like to be good at, and truly being able to exercise those skills in a way that meaningfully impacts the world. That is a feeling that supersedes pretty much, I think, anything, some of the cattle have felt, that's for sure.
Beautiful. Fluxorm Zero. That was gorgeous. You said that so succinctly. So I couldn't have said it better myself. The way you just kind of wrapped up and just that entire experience of being actively and objectively better than others. And I love that. So listen, can you give a little bit of something to me, somebody who's maybe on the fence tonight, that maybe thinking about jumping in the Community Devoted Light? What would you tell them right now?
Yeah, what I would tell you right now, and it's also another really good example about how I'm probably better than you, not you, Leslie, all the listeners, of course. The other day I was waiting in the parking lot of a massage place. I was going to get a massage, and I heard this loud noise. It was a car wreck, and this little old lady was stuck, pinned in her car. And I went over with the help of another patron of the massage place, and we pried this old lady out of this devastated car. And not only did I save a woman, a little old lady, right? I was in the position to be in the massage parking lot on a Monday at 11 because of the program and the tools that the program has provided me, allowing me that amount of freedom to be there, to be available to save a grandma when she needed that help. And if that doesn't help you understand what side of the fence you should be jumping on, I'm really not sure what else could.
It's right there. It's right there. Fluxorm, again, you have a way with words. You got a way with words, and I don't even want to get in the way of it. You really put a nice little bow on a lot of understanding tonight, and I want to thank you for that, genuinely.
Leslie, thank you. the program works. It is a mysterious and deep thing to explore, and I'm just thankful that you've taken the time to create these pathways for us to explore with you.
Well, that's beautiful. Listen, Fluxstorm Zero, thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Wow. What a call, huh? What a call. What a treat. Fluxstorm has been with us for a while, and you can tell. There's that sense of presence, vocally speaking, that comes with exposure to the tenets of the program, which, by the way, guys, let's go ahead and jump in, huh? How about we jump into the tenets of the program here at Exploration? So, guys, you heard me go through this spiel a million times about how this program works, the most effective personal power program. Caller, I'm going to put you on hold just for a moment. I'm going to revisit the tenets of the program, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be right with you. Now, guys, you've heard the program works, and you know that the program works. You've seen it work. Even if you've just been hanging out for a couple minutes here, maybe you found this program floating through, just chatting or floating through YouTubeLive.com, and you're just like, what is this? Let me click on it. And it's just sort of struck. But the effectiveness is something that you can't quite understand yet. However, that's exactly what's going to happen right now. I am going to tell you the 4 tenets of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. I have whittled down everything that you need, every single tool that you need into 4 basic tenets that if you're a human being that can breathe and put simple sentences together, then you can use this program. You can use these tenets. Now, let's start right from the beginning. Now, this first step of the program, the first tenet, is my least favorite step of the program. Yuck. I hate this one, but it is absolutely critical. Thank you so much to MDPC. Blessings. Thank you for clicking. And that is to relax. Now, you might be wondering, in a Leslian sense, what does that mean? What does it mean to relax? Now, quick rule of thumb, if you're looking to relax in an exploratory sense, what I mean by that is that it feels bad to relax. If you're thinking candles, if you're thinking massages, throw that shit in the trash. You're killing yourself. You are doing more harm to yourself than I can explain to you. Rule of thumb, if it feels bad, you're relaxing. If it feels good, you're not relaxing. Let me say that one more time. If it feels good, you are not relaxing. If it feels bad, you are relaxing. Now, can you relax with a candle? Yeah. But does it feel good? No. It should feel bad. You either got to get a candle that smells like shit, a dead body, or you got to really, really get in there and rework your mind that the smell of a juniper breeze or the smell of fresh tea, sage, mint dollops or whatever from Bath & Body Works, that the smell of those things actually triggers an anxiety. Your heart rate comes up like a monk of Buddhism, except you're doing it right because you're doing it in our sense. Now, after you relax enough, you'll start feeling like a resonance with the universe. You'll start feeling facts, feelings. And that's when you know you're ready for the second step of the program. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as MDPC just triggered, we got a question. We got to question. Questioning is a very violent tool, an extremely powerful tool. Now, what do we do with questions? Do we question to refine our understanding? Do we question to perfect our understanding? No. We question to destroy, period. If it can be destroyed with questions, it is to be destroyed. We throw away anything that can be destroyed, and we destroy it with questioning. Now, once we have found some semblance of something we can call truth through questioning, something that cannot be destroyed by questioning, ladies and gentlemen, that's when you know you are ready to express. MDPC, namaste. That is when you're ready to express. You got that little bit of truth. You got that song in your heart. You got a painting in your fingertips. You go ahead and express yourself. Much like this eagle spreads its wings to express itself. I want you to express yourself. I want you to do anything. Express yourself. The self you are, express it. Let it out. Now, once you do that, you will find yourself to be inadequate. You will find yourself to be less than what you need it to be. You will look at your expression, any document made, and you will be disappointed. And that is correct. Because once you've been defeated by this disappointment, ask any artist worth a shit. After they get done with a project and they have that feeling of, oh God, this is it. Oh fuck, this is it. Then you know you're exploring. And once you've been defeated by the disappointment of being, then that is when you are freely allowed to explore. And that is you are allowed to think thoughts for the first time, feel feelings for the first time, communicate the self as it is, as it truly is for the first time. Namaste. Now, I love that you are all being here. I love that everyone is listening right now to the 4 tenets. It feels very good to have you and to have a chance to really take a closer look at what makes this program work. Any questions? Go ahead and shoot them off. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this next caller, though. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner.
Shit.
My name's Leslie. What's up I can call you, brother?
We're Puar.
Puar! Namaste. It's good to have you, Puar. Welcome back.
Namaste.
You said what?
Namaste.
Namaste. How you feeling right now? You said you were high and horny earlier. You still?
When did I say that? I guess I am. Yeah, I guess I'm high and horny.
Yeah, you shared that in chat. Do you not remember that?
No, I don't.
No, that's public record. Yeah, I definitely saw that flash on my screen. I imagined you as like a baby in a diaper on the ground on your tummy doing tummy time, but you're so horny and because you're a grown man and you pull your diaper down, and you want someone to just fucking fuck your little diaper butt.
Yep, I am a baby pulling my butt right now. How do you know?
Look at that. I knew it.
That's why you're my guru.
I foresaw.
That's why you're the big boss.
I foresaw this future. Well, Poor, it's great to have you. Tonight we're exploring It Feels Good to Be Better Than. Talk to me. How does it feel good to be better than someone at anything? What are you better than? What's something that you're better than other people at?
My job. It does feel good to be better at people than at my job.
Beautiful. And can you tell us a little bit about what your job is, Poor?
Basically, ultimately, it's minding your own business and not being a gun-ho weirdo. So basically, I just have to take orders and do what I'm told. And other people are just like, I'm going to make a competition of it and be a weirdo and talk about going to women.
Phil C74, Poor, do you own lots of plush stuffed animals you stole from Dave & Buster's?
I've never been to Dave & Buster's, but I have one stuffed hippopotamus that I got from a girlfriend in like 2011. I have one stuffed calico cat squishmallow I got during COVID.
Beautiful. Well, thanks for addressing that for Phil. Phil, really appreciate the perspective. Now, you're at your job, you take orders, you mind your own business, and you're saying you're better. Now, to me, to somebody on the outside and only has a small idea of what you're talking about, that doesn't seem that complicated. How do your coworkers fuck it up?
It really isn't that complicated. So I have one coworker who is kind of the same. He has big mommy issues. He talks about politics too much at work. He's just kind of a fuck up.
So she's got all sort of psychological issues, mommy issues. What do those mommy issues look like? Can you give us a little detail about that?
So these people talk about like, oh, my mommy this, my mommy that, and
she literally says my mommy.
Well, he'll say my mom. Yeah, he'll say
my mom.
This is my mommy. This guy's in his he's pushing his 50s. If not, he's already in his 50s.
Phil Z74 gifting a sub to Mr. Cowboy. Thank you so much, Phil Z. Mr. Cowboy, you enjoy that, all right? You enjoy that.
Fuck Mr. Cowboy.
Now, okay,
Mr. Cowboy.
So she's talking about her mom all the time, and that's kind of that is kind of weird.
A little bit. Like, at least I'm not talking about my mom all the time.
Right. You got to know, because listen, at the end of the day, those mommy issues, part of the reason, let's be honest, part of the reason that somebody talking about their mom all the time and having a very obvious mommy issues is that because it's so relatable, right? It's so at the end of the day, the most basic psychic, and this is, guys, let's get into the weeds. What I'm about to say is maybe the most powerful source of the power of the next level that we are constantly working towards here at Explorations. The most violent transgression that will ever be visited upon us happened to us shortly after birth with our mother. The separation of self and other.
Wow.
Is the most
my mom
violent
was
thing in the world.
Depression, alcoholic, so.
Your mom was a depressed alcoholic?
I mean, postpartum.
Yeah, so I mean that sounds that would certainly worsen it for sure.
Yeah.
Quick psychic emergency, please hold.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System.
Oh my goodness, we got a psychic emergency and a Jazz Express same time.
I'm so glad that Jen's mom is.
Namaste. Well, listen, I'm gonna put you on hold for a second, okay?
My mom
No,
rocks.
let me talk to
Cry
Jazz
baby.
Express.
Cry
You want to talk over Jazz?
Cry
All
baby.
right, you got it.
Don't use wire hangers.
Yeah, spoken word. We're going fruit. It's a Jazz emergency. Don't use wire hangers. Yummy. I don't know. We're talking about moms now? Okay. Are you lying? Alright, we're talking about moms. Oh, get my guitar. Okay, my jazz guitar. God damn it. It's stuck in my jacket.
Yeah, listen, Poor, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Namaste. So that was Hypocryptomatic. Kicked us off. My mom rocks. Crybaby, crybaby, crybaby. Don't use wire hangers. Don't use wire hangers. Any response?
Yeah, no, I believe that. My mom kind of rocks, I guess. She kind of sucks, but she kind of rocks. She's been learning all her life, and I respect it.
Ooh, yeah. Now here we go. Listen, Poor. This is let's see here. Poor anyone ever call you like turd?
Yeah, turd. I got called like the F slur earlier.
Oh, who called you the F slur?
Haas, Ian.
Haas called you the old F slur?
Yeah, classic F slur.
Classic. That's classic. And the classics are classic for a reason. So, and as I was saying, so you definitely have mommy issues, right?
No. Honestly, no. I just.
Your mom was
ignored those.
a depressed alcoholic.
Maybe initially.
You said you said that you were a tired, horny little baby, and I described you as wearing a diaper and pulling your little butt out, and you said, "That's right, I'm a baby playing with his bud." And then within the same phone conversation, you're gonna sit there and tell me that you don't have mommy issues.
Okay, so I can't lie. I'm a baby playing with this bud. What can I say?
There we go. The next level beckons. Namaste.
Yep.
Namaste. Now, where do you get adult diapers that make you feel like a baby?
I don't know. I just keep that beginner's mind with me. I think it's more helpful. I think it's helpful to keep the beginner's mind, the baby bud mind with you. That people are more receptive to you. They can tell you what to do. They don't feel threatened by you. And they don't also hate you. You can't hate a baby like, damn. I don't know. Just the mind, beginner's mind kind of thing to me. Where, I don't know, nobody can really fuck with you if you're open to learning. People want to tell people what to do, and that's me. I'll take your advice if I feel like it. Otherwise, I'll just do.
Wow, beautiful. Well, listen, this has been a really terrific call, and I love professional superiority tonight. You're the first person, I think. Are you the first person who said professional superiority? I think you're the first person who said you're better at your job than everybody.
Yeah, my personal job is basically a baby job, so I'm like an aide. I'm a park aide, and everybody else who does my job is kind of a fucking weirdo. Everybody should do more what I do. That's what I feel like.
I love that. Well, listen, I love the confidence. I love your presence, and I love honestly just going full. You know, little baby in a diaper on the ground, grown man pulling his little butt out and waiting for somebody to just kind of to complete you.
Yep. That's me. I'm just waiting. I'm good at waiting. I can wait forever.
You can wait forever. I love that. Look at that. Well, namaste. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Namaste.
All right. God bless.
God is to say namaste.
Namaste.
There we go.
That's it.
Yep, that's it. 708-240. We got time for one more call tonight. One more call, guys. Who's going to be the final caller? 708-240-8953. Grandpa Liquor, good to see you, by the way. Good to see you, Grandpa Liquor. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's up that I could call you tonight?
Hey, Big L, it's me, Jenny. I didn't mean to interrupt. That was such a gorgeous call.
Right. Wasn't it good? Wasn't it fun?
It was so great. And guess what?
What? You're pregnant.
Yeah, right.
Just playing around.
You got me.
I knew it.
Yeah, you did. That was gorgeous. And guess what? It was the first time ever that, I'm going to say it, Leslie. I dug the jazz.
You mean that last little bout of jazz?
I did.
Wait, so did you see it earlier tonight too? Or is it the whole night or just this little express?
It was that little express with Pierre talking in the background was absolute wonderful to me. And there it is.
Why? Can you describe that for me? Why is that?
Okay, so number one, you were hitting the beats. And then Pierre was like, my mom, yeah, she was an alcoholic. And yeah, I do feel like that was what is up. The program, man.
Right. So we got so the sort of this word jazz experience of poor talking about his alcoholic, abusive mother, probably. Phil C74, Mary Lou, MJ, how come you so ugly and dumb?
It takes a lot of work to look like this, and maybe you should get like better eyebrows. Got him.
Got his ass. Very good. Very cool. Good job.
Thanks. Hey, I've got a lot of kids.
What?
Yep, they poop in their pants.
What are you talking about?
No, it's just me, Mary Lou.
Oh, it's Mary Lou. It's Mary Lou. Okay, I get it. I see what's going on. So listen, I knew that I was gonna win you over with jazz at some point. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That was a wow week.
Mary Lou, you aren't fooling anyone. Stop this charade. This impersonation of Jenny is lazy and stupid and way too needy. I like real Jenny better.
Okay, can you please stop? And you know what? One time, I had to drive my kids to school, and then I pooped on a car.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I know. Anyway. All right, hold on. Wait. 3, 2, 1. There's another call. Hey, Leslie, it's me, Jenny.
Jenny, welcome back to the program. How you doing tonight?
How you doing tonight? I'm doing good.
I'm doing great. You know me. I'm here. We'd had a really high energy night tonight. It's been really fun.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part tonight?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a really good question. Honestly, I was pretty proud of everybody for sticking with the theme.
What was the theme?
Do you not know what the theme is? I mean, this is like the end of the stream right now.
I mean, I literally took a nappy doodle, and I'm not supposed to rest.
Wait. Okay. Okay. So have you seen the screen at all? Have you watched any part of the stream?
Hold on, Big O. I can look at the screen.
Witness 222 wants a refund. Ain't no refunds here.
Oh my God, it feels so much better. Actually.
Wow, you were terminated by Duncan did it. Duncan said, fuck you.
Duncan, no. Duncan, I will kill you.
Wow. 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 What a violent way to end, but also not that surprising from our Jenny, huh? Not that surprising from our Jenny. Duncan did it, says, sorry, Jen, lazy jokes are my kryptonite. Sorry, Jen, lazy jokes are my kryptonite. Namaste. Blessings to you. So you kind of just, like Hasla said, you just kind of cut her throat. Kind of just cut that throat right there and let her bleed out. That dead body flailing like a little fish for a couple seconds, and then lights out forever. And also lights out for us here at Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Guys, beautiful stream tonight. Absolutely gorgeous stream. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. What an absolutely enriching, beautiful time we've had exploring. It feels good to be better than, and it really, really does. Next week, like I said, I mentioned this during a call. Next week, we're going to cover It Feels Bad to Be Less Than, sort of the partner stream. We're going to explore the other side of the coin. So, guys, I'm definitely going to be wanting to hear from, the weak, the disabled, the slow, the stupid, the ugly, the people that are just not, who just not as gifted, not as blessed, and have a worse life because of it. It feels bad to be less than. I would love to hear from you guys. Love to hear from you guys. BJ Peacat, why? Why one more call? Why? What is going on? Okay, I'll do one more call. All right, here it is. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. You're going to be closing us out tonight. What's up, I can call you?
Hey, my name is Pepperoncini.
This
My name
is
is Pepperoncini. I love the stream. It's so good. And you know what? I love it so much that I started creating a whole new stream called Talking Pam. It's a whole new thing, and it's like the same thing, except I just talk about the thing. You know, it's really good. You should check it out. Let me self-promote a little bit more. That's how I'm better than you. So listen a little bit. I also have another stream. It's called Scooty Puff Jr. And it's about another stream, and I make a stream about it, and then I talk about it. It's really good. You should come check it out. Everybody who likes internet and Twitch or like other things the internet should come and just go look at it. It's super cool. And that's why I'm better than you, because I take their stuff and I rebroadcast it on my own terms. It's super great. And then I rank you guys, and then I tell you how you're stupid. And it's like super, super cool, you know? And then I just kind of like put my little accent on it.
Pepperoncini would love this. Too bad he goes to sleep at 7 p.m., says Duncan did it.
Well, you know, he's been touching some people. And I am touching some people, too, with my stream. I'm better. And I'm better. You know what? I'm thinking about taking over the Tanner. Maybe I should be like Pepperoncini Tanner.
Okay.
Pepperoncini Tanner's going to take over the stream.
Well, Pepperoncini, it was great to hear from you. Thanks so much for closing us out.
Well, I love you too. You know, I think you should just be the best guru you can be, and the program works until I come in your bed and I creep up on your buttocks.
VJ Peacat just said, "What a pussy." Namaste. I love that. I love that. We all know who that was. We all knew who that was, and I'm glad he's back. Glad he's back. Namaste, guys. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my community of devoted light. The names you see on the screen, guys. Again, ! Final Journey. Get in my community of devoted light for some exclusive materials. And again, tomorrow, Infatuations. I'll post it again on Discord after this, but we'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Let's take this energy over to Heedy Beat, huh? One of the strongest streamers on the platform. Definitely underrated. Smash follow. See you tomorrow. YouTube, I want you guys to hang out tomorrow too. Come join the Discord and jump.